Hello again, peeps. Hope you're all well. Like I say, I'm doing a few catch-ups because I've been watching Keith's channel and I just hadn't had a chance to reply to any of it. So let's talk about military charities, shall we? Everyone's got their own opinion about them. I must admit, some of the bigger charities I've got no time for, due to the fact that during my time I've actually tried to get help for other veterans through the big charities, and basically been fobbed off. That's not what the charity's for, mate. The whole idea of that charity is to support the guys that have served this country. And as Keith says, people go on about how much money these charities are sitting on. You've got to have a contingency plan and everything like that. I fully agree. My wife works for a charity, not a military charity, it's a hospice here in Leicester. And I know how much money it costs to actually run that hospice. So I fully understand that they've got to have contingency plans. We're relying on people donating to run these things. But when you see things such as some of the CEOs' salaries, and I've heard it before, if we don't offer them the salary, we won't get the pick of the crop. I'm sorry, but if you want to work in the charity sector, such as my wife doesn't get paid a lot of money. She's on the admin staff of the hospice, and her equivalent in the corporate world would be on a hell of a lot more money than what she is at the moment. But Lisa doesn't do it for the money. She does it because she loves what she's doing. She loves the charity of Loros. Same as myself. We do a lot of work for Loros. We get involved in a lot of events and so on. This Christmas we've got a event happening in the village, which goes on every year, and we'll be along supporting Pete Kerrigan, who's one of the volunteers. And this is what Charities is all about, volunteers, that raises money for the charity. You will have seen the video of the Zufflers and the Foo Sailors. Those guys donated their time free of charge, raised a lot of money for Loros, and they did it because they really respect what happens in the hospice. Good morning.
Morning.
So when I look at military charities, I think myself, I believe there are too many. It gets diluted down, it really does, the money. Years ago, I was asked to be involved in a couple of what they call CICs, community interest companies. A lot of them sprung up, especially during the Afghan war, and a lot of them folded very quickly. Others, there was a lot of fraudulent activity going on within CICs. So you've got to be careful who you donate to. I must admit, I buy a poppy every single year, whether it be the normal style poppy or even a poppy pin badge. And I mainly buy a poppy out of respect for the people that give up their time for the Royal British Legion and stand in shopping centres and so on. I always, sort of during that week, you'll probably find I'll chuck quite a few quid into their pots, because every time I see them I always put something in. But I don't do it because of the CEOs or anything like that. I do it because of the volunteers. Now that's my take on it. Like I say, it's up to yourselves if you want to do a donation to the British Legion or Help Heroes or anything like that. But my experience is it's the smaller charities that do a hell of a lot more for the veterans than the bigger charities. As some of you know, we've got a Veterans Hub in a wellbeing centre here in Loughborough, And the guys at our Wellbeing Hub, yeah, are absolutely amazing. They do so much for the veterans, and it's like I've set up a quiz and everything. I'm going tomorrow to the Veterans Hub and we're having a bit of a Christmas party, and I'll set up a quiz which we're going to be running. But they do so much, you know. There's people finding homes for people, finding repairs because someone's got damage to their property or anything like that. They're great, and like I say, it tends to be the littler charities that do a hell of a lot more, yeah, with a lot less resources than the bigger charities. Someone mentioned in a comment to Keith about the fact that the RBL's in a big building in the centre of London. I actually went down to cancer research in London years ago, taking some stuff down there from the company that I used to work for, and I've got to say to you, cancer research, if you take that building out of the centre of London, it's one of the plushest buildings in London, and put it outside the M25 corridor, yeah, your expenditure will drop dramatically. Yeah, and I don't understand why British Legion and that have to have their buildings and that in the centre of London. Just doesn't make sense to me. You know, London, it's one of the most expensive places, definitely in the country, if not the world, you know, to actually live in that. I lived there for 5 years. What nightmare. Absolutely hated it. But yeah, the military charities, I reckon if we were to reduce them, bring them into line, yeah, so that they're all working together, because that's one of the things. No collaboration. Yeah, I know the Veterans Hub in Loughborough, they collaborate with a lot of people. Health Heroes come in. There's a lovely lady called Karen, and I've explained to her why I won't support Health Heroes, and she fully understood. But get on great with her. Yeah, but like I say, they need to start looking at these things, yeah, and bringing them into line. Especially like I say with the CICs, you can set up a CIC quite easily, yeah, and there's no regulatory process to do that. Yeah, you're not a registered charity or anything. So yeah, you'll probably find a lot of the charities that Keith was talking about are probably CICs. There's some very good ones out there. Care After Combat, yeah, supported by old Jim Davison. I've got a lot of time for Jim. Played golf for him. He did a golf event down in Portsmouth when I was serving. This was set up this golf event at Southwark Park Golf Club, which I was a member of, because I was actually posted to 17 Port Maritime at the time, living in Portsmouth. And he did a lot. Some people have not got time for Jim because he's old school, yeah, but I've got a lot of time for the bloke. He sings from his heart, is the way to say it, yeah, and he'll do whatever he can. So like I say, Care After Combat, there's various other ones, you know, regimental charities around. They're all good, yeah, but again, it's a case of they need to collaborate. I'm a great believer in that. Let's pool our resources, work together, yeah, and get what's best for the veterans, especially the homeless veterans. Yeah, nothing worse than them living on the street all the time. And you see it quite considerably nowadays. They've fallen on hard times and they're struggling. All we need to do, get them with a roof over their heads. There's plenty of disused barracks that I'm pretty sure if you were to say to them, right, okay, we can put you in a room in a disused barracks, we'll give you some paint, you decorate it, yeah, and keep it maintained. Why not? It's sitting there derelict. I don't understand why we have these MOD properties sat there with nothing going on for years, yeah, when they could quite easily just turn around and hand them over to the homeless veterans, yeah, and get them to actually modernise it, renovate it, yeah. give them resources. It'll give them something to do, it'll give them a roof over their heads, and you'll probably find that the building will look a lot better than it just sitting there going to waste. I'm just going to show you this. Some of you may know, but I'm the flood warden for the village, and this here is a little tributary that comes from Switham Reservoir. And as you can see at the moment, it is running like an hoolie. Yeah, this morning I was out, I've had to close off a couple of roads in the village due to flooding. Anyway, that's going to be me on military charities. Like I say, it's my opinion, take your own. Yeah, I'm not going to say that you're wrong. It's just that my experience, you know, from my experience, that's my view on some of the bigger military charities. So, once again, if you're new to the channel, yeah, and you're considering subscribing, please feel free to do so. I'm not telling you to subscribe, same as Keith won't tell you. You got your own minds, yeah, but if you want to consider it, please do so. Subscribe, and I will guarantee you that you'll get a reply back from me saying thank you very much. If you haven't seen Keith's channel, and that's Let's Tab 59, please pop across to see his. Great bloke, absolutely great bloke. Got a lot of time for Keith. So anyway, I'm going to let you get on. I'm going to say have a nice peaceful time down here at Switham Reservoir. Look at this, eh? Yeah, grab a little bit of scoff and then tab on back home. So to you all, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you soon.